My name is Hrvoje. I'm, as you can guess from my name, from Croatian office of Igelcon. I am a consultant, PM, pre-sales, included in many of these AI activities. Now we have a lot of some pilot projects, concrete projects, a lot of these AI activities. So I will try to give you today some hands-on perspective on these AI features, what you can do on the Salesforce platform, and what we do on Salesforce platform. So we will start with, let's say, what we hear versus what we do. So this part is we will compare something that you can hear from these keynotes and these, let's say, keynote presentations, and then I will try to give some perspective what we do based on all of these new AI features. Then I will show how we started with AI. After that, why to use Salesforce Trust, and also I will explain or compare with one option. I will give some, then we will switch to this prompt builder and prompts and explain this concept of RAG. And I have two use cases, one from retail, one from service. Okay, what we hear. If we compare with cars, my first impression when I was last year on Dreamforce and all of these Salesforce events, or we can say in general, when we open any product, when we hear about these AI features, some imagination of this in my hand was something like some concept car from the Paris car show. So you have some feeling that is full autonomy tool, that you just sit in there, you say destination, and it drives you to the destination. Okay, what is difference between Agentforce and this? This is concept car, and Agentforce is real thing. But of course, we need some time. We need some time for these new release products to localize on these markets, to be ready for some implementation, to some maturity level, to be ready for customers. So what we are we are usually on this level. So we are, if you compare, for example, in San Francisco, they have full autonomy cars around the town, and we are still here. When we buy a car, we are thinking, should we buy it with a manual gearbox or full automatic? So we can compare this situation with the cars. Maybe in San Francisco, some partner Salesforce companies already implemented a lot of these agent forces, but here on our markets, we are still trying to identify some pain points, try to reduce some workloads, try to use as much as possible to get some quick wins from these implementations with minimum cost, let's say, and to save some resources, let's say, this right hand in this situation for some smarter things. So it's easy to compare with cars. We are on this level. We are working on some components of processes, and we are trying to automate these processes, and we are trying to use, of course, AI in these segments. So this is before 1 or a bit more year. We decided, okay, this is a big AI hype. We should start with let's try to write down this AI landscape. So we decided one day, let's put everything on one whiteboard, just to understand all of these elements, how they communicate, how should we start with that, and this is, let's say, result. Very soon we spent all of these markers, because combinations, possible options between all of these AI elements. This is just one part of this image. Options and combinations with all of these elements, everything is pretty complicated. So maybe if you will ask ChatGPT, what is my best approach to do on Salesforce with my AI problem, you have a good chance with some hallucination that you will not get the best approach. So you have, let's say, from one side, this Agentforce stack, but Agentforce is very popular, so you will just every day hear Agentforce, Agentforce, Agentforce. We have second very important part, that is prompt builder. So with Agentforce, you have, let's say, full autonomy. This is it. Agentforce has some reasoning, so you can compare with humans. Humans has reasoning, and Agentforce has reasoning. So Agentforce can decide which action at some moment is the best for some problem. Let's say, from right side, this prompt builder and prompts that you can generate with that prompt builder can resolve one problem, can provide one solution for one problem. It's just prompting, like any AI prompting. So we decided, okay, this prompt builder is very, let's say, valuable element in this, let's say, landscape. And we said, okay, this is not something complex for customer, because this is just, let's say, this manual gearbox that we want to switch to DSG. We can take some elements of customer process, and we should utilize that prompt builder and make prompts just to digitalize and optimize some elements of process, not full autonomy, because for full autonomy, you must invest so much time if you want to automate some complex processes. So these green parts from this picture are relevant for prompt builder. So usually you have as part of Salesforce of platform this prompt builder, and on the, let's say, front end of some application or CRM, you have some, let's say, LVC component or some flow screen. Then you can call this prompt builder, give some instructions to that prompt builder, and get some response from that prompt. And when you are creating that response from that prompt, what is different between this prompting and some prompting to, I don't know, to ChatGPT, that you can retrieve different data sources from platform or outside of platform. So you can invoke CRM data, you can invoke data cloud data, you can make callouts to external systems, you can use different these libraries. So all of this data is already part of platform. So you are retrieving some data, and then you are making, let's say, a call out to a language model. This approach is relatively low cost. You spend this Einstein request from Salesforce. You have, let's say, quick wins. You identify some pain point, and you can very quickly digitalize this, let's say, concrete problem. It's very fast delivery. You have declarative tools like these flows, prompt builder, etc. And of course, it does not drive you, but you have this DSG gearbox. There is also one more option for implementing AI on Salesforce platform or any other platform. You can make, of course, we as partner can develop some components to call external language model. So if you have your own language model, or you want, or you already, I don't know, have APIs on OpenAI, we can make some components that can call external model. But this is maybe in some cases cheaper, but it's very risky. Why? Because Salesforce has, you can see here, this trust layer. And when you work with prompt builder for, let's say, tool for prompting language model, you are, let's say, secured because you are on platform. That means that you don't have to care about who will process this data, because if you send data directly to external model, you must have, if this is the personal data, you need a data processor agreement. You must maybe mask this data, some personal data. You must every time put some data detection, data retention fields to language model. And you don't have declarative tools. All of these custom things must be custom developed. So it's possible, but it's risky. So why to stay on platform? Salesforce, as this trust layer, you will not see, let's say, in some configuration, but this trust layer takes your data that you send to external data model and make some, let's say, modification of this data. So this trust layer is responsible to put some, let's say, flags for zero data retention. So this layer will instruct external data model to not use your data for learning. It has these features like data protection. It will automatically mask all of this personal data when you send to external model, and you have, of course, this AI monitoring as part of platform. I tested some prompts yesterday. I switched slide here, okay. So you can see this is the prompt builder tool. For example, I tested a situation where I send one email and attachment of that email from some flow, and I want to analyze. You must extract key information from my email for malfunction support. You must recognize email body, next data, model number, invoice number, and different data. And you can see here this result prompt is something that is processed by this external model. Okay, it's not visible here. It's settings down there. But you can see that it automatically masks all of this personal data without any configuration. So these are some security things. Usually these security things are not important until you have some security incident. But these features are very important because you stay on platform and you use declarative tools. I think I don't have to explain what are prompts. Prompts are prompt engineering means figuring how to ask a question to get exactly the answer you needed, carefully crafting or choosing the input. So this is something that you are, I think, every day put in ChatGPT to get some quality enough response. So this increasing quality of output in this AI prompting means grounding. So you want to ground your data and to get the better response. So that's the, in general, concept of prompts. And basic ingredients of good prompts are, of course, participants, where you explain in that prompt what that prompt must do. So usually you start like you are, I don't know, email processor. You must extract some data from the email. You give some contextual information. You have next data. This is email from the customer. Usually customer in this kind of email sends this kind of data. Goal is, so you must, I don't know, extract type of problem from that email. Relationships, just to understand, okay, this data belongs to this customer. And of course, with this prompt builder, you just put this data as input to prompt. So these days we have new, let's say, skills like prompt engineering. So writing good prompts is not something that you must set a lot of prompts to get some experience on this prompting and to get good prompts for some use case. Just to switch slide, okay. So as I mentioned previously, we have this concept of RAG. And I said when you build these prompts, you can use data from CRM. That means it's not just only, let's say, augmented generation, it's retrieval augmented generation. It means that you retrieve data from your CRM. That means from data cloud, from CRM, traditional database, let's say, or you call some external systems like ERP systems, or you call, I don't know, MuleSoft to get some data, because this external language model does not learn on your data. You are just prompting, you are retrieving your selectively data from your system, and you are just giving this data to the language model to, let's say, summarize, to extract some valuable data from that retrieved data. So usually, I don't know, when you use ChatGPT, you expect that all this web data, web knowledge is part already as that language model. But when you work with your CRM, your data is not in that language model. So you must, in this prompt, somehow retrieve some valuable data and then put that data to language model to process it, to extract some data from that, let's say, structured or unstructured data. I mentioned here this data cloud, why this is so important, because data cloud, I don't know, Salesforce every year changed this name, is now Data 360, I think. Previously it was Data Cloud. Previously, I think it's a customer data platform, and previously it was, but it's the same product. This data cloud is vectorized data. That means if you have in data cloud some unstructured data, you can put like some PDFs or whatever. This data cloud can retrieve most similar data with your query, let's say. So this is very good input for language models, because if you use data cloud for some knowledge data, you will import this data in data cloud. Data cloud will create chunks, indexes, search indexes based on this data. And when you search for some query from, I don't know, chat or whatever, it will try to find the best match from the data cloud. And this, it has this concept of vectors, and all of this data can be sent to language model, and language model will return some, let's say, processed data ready for customer. That's the concept, because it's important to understand when you are configuring. Okay, when you are configuring. Just a second. Something is. When you are configuring. Did I change the slide? Okay, it's frozen. Okay. When you are configuring prompts, you must understand that your data is not part of this language model. There is also option to build your own language model. That means that you have huge volume of some data, like, I don't know, if you have few thousand of some appliances or whatever, then you can build your own language model and use that language model and make callouts, make questions, make summarization by using that. That is the very expensive and complex project to build your own language model. Usually you use predefined language models. Okay, first use case. Now we can switch to these demo use cases. First use case that I will show is something that we previously called display surveys. So this is something I will try to. Okay, these display surveys. Just a second, because just to share this screen. So previously we had. Just a second to share again, because we have some. Is it okay? Okay. Previously, we, as part also of Salesforce product like field sales, usually as part of these field sales visits include some display surveys. So this is checking product positioning on store shelves. So you, for example, checking in some store, are these products on shelves according to contract with that distributor. So requirement, is make a picture of shelves and automatically detect product on shelves with next data, shelf position, price, and share of product. Next level could be, for example, if you want to compare these results with contract and just have some, let's say, semaphore, okay, it's green, yellow, or red. Because this is, let's say, a very good use case for AI, because AI can read data from the pictures. You can extract this information like brand positioning, shelf, and everything from the picture. And then this, based on this data, AI also can compare, for example, contract for that store and situation in that store and give you some flag, is it okay or not? So you don't need the 100% exact result, but that's the good use case, because if you have some mistakes, it's not so big problem. Now I will try to share my screen with this demo. Okay, I created just basic data model. For example, I have accounts in Salesforce and I have stores. And for example, I don't know what's going on. I have this, let's say, one store, and under these stores, I created some basic records like store visits. And I will create a new one, let's say test visit. And let's say that the date of visit today. And I just put some, let's say, availability status and without any specific data. So the idea is not to show this sales visiting process. The idea is to show how AI can help here. So I created, let's say, this is let's say 1 day development with these declarative tools. So I created here on the right side some flow screen. Here I have upload button to upload some image. So we have, I will speed up a little bit, I don't know. We have this option for upload file. For example, I will use some image like this one. I can also show you how this image looks like. So that's the image that I uploaded here. And now I can say, for example, shelf image process with AI. And this, okay, this does not work. Okay, here, I don't know, maybe I need new laptop. I think it's visible now. So we have, let's say this is something that previously without AI, it would be a huge project with a lot of some OCR technologies and everything. Now, let's say in 1 day development, I just created prompt like this one. You can see it here. I created prompt like this one. I said your input is that document and you are AI visual analyst. Your task is to analyze all products displayed on store shelves. You must analyze all products. Products are positioned on shelves. 0 level is the bottom of image. Analyze product and return this data. And I just set it, I defined the model that should process that image, and I defined that format is JSON, so I can process that data from the image and save it to Salesforce. So you can see here, it returned, it analyzed this image, and I also tested with different images, so it can read and this matching of prices with products are okay. Maybe it has some mistakes with shelf level, but this is just of this grounding and defining this prompt. And for example, I have also this information how this share of this product on this image, and I can, for example, click here and just create selected, and these products will be saved here. So we can just make quick, maybe with some not so good image, with some products that are not correctly ordered on the shelves. So I will show you how this image looks like. So I said, okay, let's test that AI. Will it be possible to read these labels from these bottles, because I cannot read. I tried and I cannot read. So I did I upload it now here? Or yes. And I was also shocked that it's possible also to read this kind of data. And you will see here that, for example, this share of these products, like Podravka, Kukuruz, or whatever, it's very good. So this processing with AI is something that without AI it would be impossible to do. And this is something where previously implementation was complex. You had to go and just to check, and you had a lot of some checkboxes and check is it your product according to some contract and update all of this data. And now you can just create simple prompt and write this data. And as I said, next level could be to compare this result that you saved here with some contract that you have with that store. I will speed up a little bit. Okay, we have another use case. I think this one is maybe more interesting than this previous one. So the idea, this one is a bit complex. You have, let's say, support process. Support process is the best process for AI because you have huge volumes with unstructured data, and you want to automate some. You want to automate some steps in this process. For example, case classification, classify emails based on content, check all needed data for support, and report based on model, guarantee, and invoice. So the idea is to give email and attachments to AI and to classify this support ticket based on is it the sales or support. And then next level is give that attachment from that email and give context of that email, try to get invoice number from this data. And based on this invoice number from this data, retrieve this invoice from your ERP system and check with customer, does it have a guarantee on this product. So this is, let's say, a bit complex steps, but it's possible. So I will just, I don't know, we are now on this slides. So classify email case on sales support. In case of support, analyze mail and attachment. Try to find model number, invoice number. If you have invoice number, check guarantee in ERP data. Reply to customer based on all available data. So I have 3 prompts. First prompt for classifying, second prompt for this retrieving invoice and analyzing invoice, and third prompt that generate email for customer. But I think based on my time that it's better maybe to show this later. I will be on booth to show you how it works, and maybe we can just jump to the last slide and to make some sum up about these options. So I will be available later. We can check directly on the laptop and see how this works, how these prompts are configured, because here we have 3 prompts. We have some, let's say, retrieving of this invoice data and all of these specifics. Just some conclusions. This prompt builder, it's not so popular tool because Agentforce is king of this hype, but it's very valuable. You must identify some high volume repetitive tasks where you need to extract some data or to generate some AI data. Split prompts, simplify, optimize. That means you should avoid huge prompts and writing prompts like code, I don't know, with some switch case, if else, and similar. use the power of CRM data, because you can directly in prompt use data from CRM. You can invoke data with Apex or Flow. You have declarative tools, because all of this that I showed today is something with zero coding. I used prompt builder and flows. Don't develop own reasoning engine. This is maybe very important, because very soon when you will make the first prompt, somebody will ask, okay, this is good for classifying emails. Can you now take the next step and the next step and the next step? So if this goes in this way, that it looks like some kind of reasoning engine, you must switch to Agentforce, because your process implemented, you will have a lot of Apex, a lot of prompts, a lot of everything. And if you need some level of autonomy, some, let's say, agent or something that will analyze all emails, responds to these emails, and has some level of autonomy, you need Agentforce, because Agentforce has this engine out of the box. And of course, contact Agilcon for initial setup and support. We can make some, give some recommendations and make some, let's say, first setup, and maybe you can, with, let's say, prompt engineering knowledge, continue to develop these features. And that's it. I think it was interesting, as I said. Later we can check details on this second prompt. I can show you how to configure that prompts and structure of this process, service process. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Thank you.